Hello, I'm Steve Punt.
And I'm Hugh Dennis, and with us to make Radio 4 great again.
It never stopped being great, Hugh, but to help us make it whole again, please welcome May Martin, Marcus Brigstock and Gemma Arrowsmith. And this is...
The Now Show!
Thank you, and what a fantastic time to be Vladimir Putin. Everything's going his way. America, considering giving its most important political job to a man with no experience of politics. Europe, tearing itself apart over refugees arriving from a civil war we started in the first place by toppling Saddam and Gaddafi, while Britain stopped for 4 months to argue over whether or not to leave Europe anyway.
But at least this referendum will put that question to rest once and for all. As one politician put it, it puts the uncertainty behind us.
And that politician was Roy Jenkins in 1975. Because it won't put it to rest at all, any more than the Scottish referendum result put that question to rest. So, who are the two campaigns for and against Brexit? An alien word that's been forced on the English language more aggressively than any Brussels directive could ever do.
But there are only two options for Brexit: Remain and Brock off out. But the campaigns are rather more complicated. The inside has two main factions.
British influence.
A small grouping, perhaps reflecting that influence, and the larger...
Britain Stronger in Europe.
Which is headed by Stuart Rose, formerly of Marks and Spencer, and supported by Karen Brady, Lord Mandelson, Caroline Lucas, Danny Alexander, Major, Blair and Brown. It's funded by Lord Sainsbury. Sounds like an impressive lineup, until you get to their head of strategy, Ryan Kurtzer.
His qualification?
He ran the Liberal Democrat election campaign.
So we're leaving the EU, everybody. Or are we?
The outside is more fractured still. There's
Vote Leave,
run by Dominic Cummings, and
Leave.eu,
funded by UKIP supporter Aaron Banks. Leave.eu only changed its name to that in October, having previously been called
The No.
Which sounds like an ITV quiz hosted by Bradley Walsh.
Grassroots out, open brackets, go, exclamation mark, close brackets.
Set up by Labour politician Kate Hoey, previously connected with two other factions.
Vote Leave.
And the interestingly monikered
Labour Leave.
Supposedly named after what the Scots told Labour after their referendum. Not forgetting...
Better Off Out.
The organisation of choice for Norman Tebbit and Frederick Forsyth, who I suspect isn't quite as anti-European as he seems. He could have had Edward Fox kill Charles de Gaulle, but he didn't. Now, many Leave campaigners are Tories and are discovering what Labour have known for years, that David Cameron is really good at sneaky stuff. Boundary changes, alterations to voter registration, that kind of thing. I wouldn't be surprised if he's still working on the final wording of the question.
Do you or do you not want to stay not remaining in the current situation pertaining to the EU, or do you not want to do the opposite of that?
He's already managed to arrange that two leading out campaigners, Boris Johnson and Michael Gove, look like pillocks immediately after declaring their allegiance by making them wear tabards demanding that we clean for the Queen.
Yes. If that goes well, they're going to ask us to rinse for the Prince. And, of course, taxpayers have already contributed heavily to the previous campaign, Make Life Great for William and Kate.
In the out campaign's favour, however, is that a lot of older voters are likely to vote out because they're harder to scare.
Do you remember what life was like before we joined the EU?
Yep. Beer was 20p a pint, Morecambe and Wise were on the telly, no one had heard of One Direction, and England won the World Cup.
I'm not sure this tactic's going to work.
The arguments from both sides are as confusing as each other. Out campaigners keep telling us that
we pay more into the EU than we get out.
Well, yes. If all 28 members took out more than they put in, it wouldn't be a block of trading nations, it would be a Ponzi scheme. Which may, of course, explain the rapid expansion of membership.
Beneath all these weird alliances with Cameron and Corbyn on the same side but for completely different reasons...
And the sneaking suspicion from the little cap that Corbyn wears that he wants to stay in Europe to maintain easy access to the French canal network...
Beneath all that, there does lurk the notion, darkly hinted at by both Boris and Michael Howard, that a vote to leave would prompt concessions from the EU and the reforms that we want, and mean that we could then stay. And so the tit-for-tat, in versus out, ding-dong is going...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?